Hello, guys, and welcome back to another video on the AI series done by We the Demigods Motivational. In this video, we are going to learn AI, machine learning, or you will become a dinosaur. Just kidding. Machine learning is one of the most active areas in artificial intelligence. That's partly due to the explosion of big data, but it's also because of huge advantages in machine learning algorithms. We now have machines that can learn to drive cars, search for new pharmacies, and even be expert players in games that require complex strategy and creativity. In this video and the videos in future, we will see how to harness this new technology to make better decisions and find patterns in your data. Truth be told, machine learning has been around for a long time. The term machine learning started in 1959. Machine learning is different. It's like you are not creating detailed instructions. Instead, you're giving the computer the data and tools it needs to study the problem and solve it without being told what to do. And then you're giving the computer the ability to remember what it did so that it can adapt, evolve, and learn. That's pretty much not different from how human beings learn. Machine learning is statistical learning. Machine learning uses the theory of statistics in building mathematical modules because the core task is making inference from the sample. Machine learning algorithm is based on statistical properties. As a result, it does not really understand what it is doing, but it is going to try to make approximations or generate output based on statistical properties. This is the core concept of machine learning. There is a data and corresponding white best fit line. Equation for a line is y is equivalent to mx plus b. Y is the thing that we are trying to predict, and X is the thing that we use to predict Y, and the slope of the line is M. B is the Y intercept. So, this plot is showing the number of umbrellas sold based on the amount of rainfall. So, the module seeks to predict how many umbrellas will be sold based on the amount of rainfall. With this, we have a function or a model that is fit to data. That's this red line over here. Now, what does this module allow us to do or say? Well, if it happens to rain 110 millimeters, I can say that based on my module, we can accept that 30 umbrellas are to be sold. So this is very simple example of machine learning module. Let's take another example. Imagine you are creating a program that needs to detect spam messages. These messages are usually filled with unwanted advertisements or even viruses. You can easily create a word filter program that deletes messages with common spam words so that you can filter words like gold, lottery, or even winner. This would certainly delete a lot of spam messages, but it would be pretty easy to spoof. You can change the word lottery to contain zeros or just use images. It also might lead to a lot of false positives. Maybe your friend sent you a joke about winning the lottery. This email would accidentally get deleted. These types of challenges don't work well when you're limited to carefully defined instructions. So, you can't simply create an input command with a predetermined response. That's why machine learning switches things around. Instead of inputting instructions, you'll input data. Instead of predefined response, you'll be working with machine learning algorithms to help the machine learn how to respond. To start, you'd want to split your data into test data and training data. The training data is a smaller chunk that you'll use to find patterns. Sometimes a model will help your machine make sense of the data with statistical algorithm. These algorithms help the machine make accurate predictions or see patterns between different parts of your data. Let's think about how machine learning might work with our spam program. Let's take, like, for example, 10,000 email messages as a training data set. We'll use it to build and refine our model before we try it on our test data for over 1 million messages. You can use your test data to show the machine different examples of spam. Then you can use a classifier machine learning algorithm to help split the email into two groups. You could have your spam and then regular messages. This is often called binary classification. The machine does this by finding groups of words that are more likely to be found in spam messages. Then it comes up with a score to show the likelihood that it's a spam. As a machine learning expert, you'll need to decide the best classifier algorithm to use. Then you'll tweak the hyperparameters of the algorithm until the machine does a pretty good job predicting whether or not an email message is a spam. Once you're satisfied, then that'll be your initial data module. You'll use a machine learning algorithm and tune the necessary hyperparameters to make an accurate prediction. The key thing to remember is that even though the programmer inputs the data, selects the algorithm, and makes correction, it's ultimately the machine that makes the decision about whether a message is a spam. In some cases, the programmer might not even know how the machine learned that it was a spam. There are technically three strategies on how a machine might learn. You could do something called supervised learning. Here, a data scientist acts like a tutor for the machine. They train the machine by showing it basic rules and giving it an overall strategy. You can also try unsupervised learning. Here you just have the machine make all the observation on its own. The machine might not know all the different names and labels, but they'll find patterns on their own. Finally, you can mix the two and try semi-supervised learning. Here, you would train the machine just a little bit so that they get a high level overview. Then most of the learning about the rules and strategies is through observing different patterns. As you can imagine, all three approaches have their own strengths and weaknesses. For supervised learning, you'll need a knowledgeable tutor. There needs to be someone out there that knows a lot about chess and could show you how to play the game. With unsupervised learning, you need to have access to a lot of data. With semi supervised learning, you can run into trouble on both sides. We will learn more about the type of machine learning in our next video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more. And by the end of the day, I bid you sayonara. See you soon, guys.